Unang tanong ko dito, attorney, ano po ba yung ibig sabihin na term kasi ito, yung found probable cause? Ano po ba ang meaning niyan, attorney? Ang, sandigang bayan para mag-issue ng, warrant, ibig bang sabihin nito, attorney, guilty na sila yung mga may warrant of arrest, Attorney Abby?
No, no, hindi ibig sabihin na guilty kagad. Yung ibig sabihin ng probable cause is that the prosecution, meron sila nakitang sapat na basehan na paniwalaan na may krimen na nagawa. Okay? Kasi hindi naman si prosecutor yung maghahatol, si judge eh. Yung accused, probably lang na responsible siya based on the evidence that is presented. So this finding will justify the issuance of a warrant of arrest. In other words, a finding of a probable cause simply means that in this case, like the Sandigan Bayan, after evaluating the information and supporting evidence submitted by the prosecution na may sapat na basihan na parang merong krimen na nagawa, then that is called probable cause. But it does not mean, Bombukir, na yung akusado is already guilty kasi pag sinabi nating guilt, no? Sa criminal cases, you need to prove it beyond reasonable doubt, hindi lang probable cause. So guilt can only be determined after a full-blown trial where the prosecution proves the charges beyond reasonable doubt. Until then, pag hindi pa dumating dyan na panahon na yan, the accused will always continue to enjoy the constitutional presumption of innocence kasi rights of the accused yan.
Okay po iyon. Very well said, attorney. Pero dito, attorney, maliwanagan ulit natin. Kasi sa pagkakaalam ko, attorney, yung plunder, non-bailable offense. Pero yung graft, parang bailable ito eh. I guess 90,000 pesos yung piyansa. Ano kaya yung legal na epekto nito kay Senator Estrada and kay Secretary Bonoan, Attorney Abby?
As compared to plunder, yung graft, pag sinabing graft charges, covered yan ng bail. Ito yung rule, simple lang. Pag before and after conviction dito sa mga crimes na may jurisdiction ang municipal trial court, bailable kagad yan. It's a matter of right. Pag nasa RTC yung jurisdiction, ito yung mga punishable more than 6 years penalty. Before conviction, matter of right. After conviction, it's a matter of discretion yan sa judge. Pero, sabi ng Constitution, hindi bailable pag yung prescribed penalty is reclusion perpetua, life sentence, or death penalty. And if evidence is strong. So, in other words, yung graft kasi hindi yan reclusion perpetua yung penalty dyan. So, it's bailable. Pero pag plunder, generally, it's not bailable kasi yung penalty dyan is reclusion perpetua, 20 years and 1 day to 40 years. Pero pag hindi naman malakas yung evidence, pwede din naman mag-motion for bail yung defense para hingin ng korte na makapagpiyansa. So dito, so the graft charges may be covered by bail, allowing the accused to secure temporary liberty while the case is still pending. At saka, again, dito naman sa plunder, generally considered as a non-bailable offense when the evidence of guilt is strong. So as a result, even if bail available to sa graft charges, yung akusado may still remain under detention if the court determines na the prosecution's evidence for plunder is strong. At saka yung lastly, yung bail hearing dun sa plunder, it may be conducted to determine decision. So in a recap, graft charges, bailable yan. Kaya na may 90,000 bail piyansa kay Senator Estrada at saka kang Secretary Bonoan. So yung sa plunder, ibang usapan pa yan. So kahit naka-bail pa yan sa graft, pag hindi inallow yung bail sa plunder, detain pa rin.
Okay po. So ibig sabihin pala, attorney, itong maisingit ko lang din, attorney, tanong. Kasi parang nakapagpiyansa na si Senator Estrada kahapon ng yung piyansa. Ibig sabihin pala ng attorney, hindi pa rin siya ligtas. Pwede pa rin siyang ma-detain, attorney.
Well, based on public postings, no, I really do not have personal knowledge on the case, based lang sa mga reports na nakita natin sa social media, parang wala pang issuance of warrant of arrest for the plunder. So kung wala pa, then the accused, like in this case, Senator Estrada, continues to be at liberty kasi may piyansa na. Pero the moment may issuance na of warrant of arrest sa plunder, then wala tayong, hindi as a matter of right, as a matter of discretion. So the best way if that happens is to surrender, tapos mag-file ng motion for bail. I think that is what happened also to the case of Senator Bong Revilla, if I'm not mistaken, parang ganun. So may motion for bail. So if there's a motion for bail, kailangan may hearing pa yan.
Okay po. Pero dito, attorney, sa tingin nyo po, sapat ba yung mga ebidensya na quote-unquote sworn statements from state witness and documentary evidence para manalo sa plunder case? Ano ba, attorney, yung pinakamabigat na dapat na patunayan ng ombudsman regarding dito, attorney Abby?
Sapat ang ebidensya, not necessarily. Kasi itong sworn statements and documentary evidence, well, it may be sufficient to establish probable cause, no? Sabi ko nga kanina, yung probable cause, iba yun sa proof beyond reasonable doubt. But conviction requires proof beyond reasonable doubt kasi. So, pag sinabing reasonable, kailangan may certainty talaga for conviction. Iba yung burden of proof kasi sa criminal case kasi pag kailangan halos walang doubt talaga yung mga ebidensya. Pero pag sworn statement, that's if it's sufficient only to establish probable cause, dun that can be filed. But insofar as proof dito sa ombudsman, kailangan ma-ultimately prove niya na may existence talaga of ill-gotten wealth. Yung akusado naka-accumulate or acquired such wealth through a series of combination of unlawful acts. Yung totality ng amount, no, meets the threshold required lalo na dito sa plunder law. Kasi plunder law, if more than 50 million, plunder yan. Below, hindi mako-qualify ng plunder. And direct participation, no, yung conspiracy, knowing involvement of the transaction, lalo na pag yung mga allegations na tumanggap ka lang ng kickback, yung mga ganyan. So the most challenging element dyan, Bumbukir, is often proving the link, no, yung direct link between the accused and the alleged ill-gotten wealth through credible and admissible evidence. So, well, sworn statements can be admissible kasi testimonial evidence naman yun eh. Pero if it can be denied by the other, collapse na yung testimonial evidence pag denial na. So, kailangan pa rin may ibang proof that will corroborate the testimonies of the witnesses. Yun lang.
Okay po. Very well said, attorney. Pero dito, attorney, yung allegation kasi kay Senator Estrada or kay Bonoan, parang kung hindi ako nagkakamali, 573 million pesos in kickbacks mula sa illegal budget insertions sa FY 2025 DPWH projects. Ang tanong ko dito, attorney, paano po ba binubuo ng batas ang plunder at bakit 50 million pesos threshold ang kailangan, attorney Abby?
50 million kasi yan ang sinabi ng batas sa plunder. Yung plunder, this law involves the accumulation or tinatawag na acquisition of ill-gotten wealth sa pamagitan ng series or yung combination of yung mga corrupt acts, no? Hindi lang isang instance where basta yung total amount reaches the threshold, no? 50 million. Yun ang prescribed ng law. And it is designed to punish large-scale corruption. So, parang corruption din yan. Pero may threshold amount lang. Pag below dyan, graft, no? Which it punishes a public officer who will cause undue injury to the government. No? Sino naman yung madadamage dyan? Ang Republic of the Philippines naman eh. And kung sino yung nagbibigay ng mga unwarranted benefits, unwarranted advantages or preference to yung mga private party through manifest partiality, ito yung partiality, parang lalo na dito sa mga bidding, yung mga pre-awarded biddings. So, pasok yan sa graph. Tapos, kailangan may bad faith din, criminal intent, at saka may inexcusable negligence. So, in simple terms, Bumbukir, itong plunder, nagfo-focus to sa unlawful accumulation of substantial wealth. While itong graph focuses on specific corrupt acts na nagre-resulta sa damage to the government and improperly benefit private practice. So parang it can be interchanged, pero yung determining factor dyan is the amount, 50 million pataas plunder yan.
Okay po, iyon. Dito, attorney, ngayong meron na silang warrant of arrest, meron na rin yung HDO, sila Bonoan, sila Estrada. Ano ngayon ang mangyayari sa kanila, attorney? Pwede pa ba silang umalis ng bansa kung gusto nila, attorney Abby?
A person can always travel as a rule kasi that is guaranteed by the Constitution under the right to travel and abode, no? Abode is kung saan ka gustong tumira, and travel saan ka gustong magpunta. And the fact that you have a criminal case filed, that cannot hold you from traveling, except if there is already a whole departure order from the court. Yun that will restrict you from your right to travel.
Opo, yun. At dito naman, attorney, sa part naman na Estrada and even ni Bonoan, ano ba, attorney, yung nakikita nyo naman na legal remedies na pwede nilang gawin? Halimbawa, pwede ba sila, attorney, mag-post ng bail sa plunder, attorney Abby?
Posting of bail will not lift the order of the HDO or hold departure order. Kasi pag may hold departure order na, yung remedy mo dyan is either to file a motion to lift the order of hold departure order. You're going to ask the court na ipawalang visa yung HDO. Tapos, pag may grave abuse of discretion, pwede kang mag-file ng petition for certiorari based on grave abuse of discretion sa nag-issue dyan. So, yun ang mga remedies niya. But the mere filing of bail, tapos may HDO, may hold departure order, that will not stop the court from enforcing it. Kasi HDO, iba yun. Yung bail, temporary liberty yan sa warrant of arrest. So, for you not to be arrested, mag-bail ka. For you not to be restricted from traveling abroad, kailangan petition or motion to lift the order of hold departure order. Yun.
Okay po, yun. At dito, attorney, kung halimbawa mahatulan sila ng guilty, ano ba, attorney, ang parusa sa plunder? Life imprisonment po ba ito o hindi naman po, attorney Abby?
There's a difference between life imprisonment and reclusion perpetua pomukir. Kasi yung sa plunder, if I'm not mistaken, yung sinabi dyan sa batas is reclusion perpetua to death. Suspended na yung death penalty. It doesn't mean na walang death, ha. Yung batas natin, meron pa ring death penalty but it is suspended. Pagdating sa reclusion perpetua, hindi life sentence yan. Iba yung life sentence. Life sentence is habang buhay. Until and unless you die, kulong ka. Yun ang life. Pero pag reclusion perpetua, it is 20 years and 1 day to 40 years. So kung bata ka pa na imprison for reclusion perpetua, there's still a chance that you can get out of prison. But dito sa plunder, 20 years and 1 day to 40 years kasi reclusion perpetua yung applicable dyan.
Okay po, yun. At bilang sitting senator, attorney, kung halimbawa ay mga session, dahil dito, makaka-attend pa ba, attorney, si Senator Estrada sa session habang meron siyang warrant? May suspension ba na mangyayari, attorney?
That is a very hot issue now, no? Kasi the majority are trying to enforce yung video conference. Pwede naman, but the practicality of it, wala namang batas na nagsasabing hindi pwede. Pero the practicality of it na nasa kulungan ka, it will be very hard to enforce and ask for coordination with the Bureau of Jail Management and Penology. Yung mga ganyan, wala naman, pero the reality of the practicality of it is mahirap. That's the answer.
Okay po. Dito, attorney, sa sitwasyon na ito na kinakaharap nilang tatlo or nito ni Bonoan and Estrada and ng iba pang mga engineers ng DPWH, ano kaya ang ibig sabihin nito, attorney, para sa flood control scandal And may epekto kaya ito, attorney, sa tiwala ng taong bayan sa mga proyekto ng DPWH, Attorney Abby?
Of course, it will always affect the public trust principle, no? Kasi whenever a case is involving a public elected official or public officer, it is always settled that the public office is a public trust. So it will really affect the reputation of the government or the administration. However, in another dimension of truth, meron din kasi tayong tinatawag na presumption of innocence at saka due process of law. Sabi ng batas natin, no person can be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. That is a constitutional right. So in other words, ano sa ibig sabihin ng due process? Pakinggan. They have the right to be heard in court. They have the right to present their defense. Yung prosecution, they also have the right to prosecute, to allege that a crime was committed. So kaya nga this is the purpose of our justice system. Meron tayong lady justice kasi may parang weighing scale. So it is based on evidence already. Kung sino yung mas mabigat, yun ang papanigan ng batas. But in so far as prejudging, wala pa tayo dyan. Kasi it is just an allegation. And of course, the reality, it's true na it will automatically put a bad impression sa public. But if you are open-minded, then you will still believe na they still have the right. Pakinggan muna in court, yung court nang bahala dyan.
Very well said, attorney. Ito, attorney, bago tayo magtapos sa atin pong interview, kung mapapansin nyo kasi, attorney, and siguro sa pagkakaalam ko, attorney, kung hindi ako nagkakamali, parang pangatlong beses na ito na nahaharap si Estrada sa plunder and graft. Mga dekada pati ang pagitan, parang ganun eh. Sa legal perspective ninyo, attorney, ano kaya yung siguro impact nito or siguro dapat matutunan ng justice system natin sa Pilipinas, Attorney Abby?
Well, the dismissal or acquittal of one allegation does not necessarily implicate na kailangan mag-domino effect yan sa ibang allegation, lalo na pag iba yung circumstance. Even, lalo na dito sa prosecution, I'll give you an example, no? If dito sa DOJ, sa Office of the City or Provincial Prosecutor, pag mag-file ka ng case, at saka na-dismiss yan, wala pa ng double jeopardy yan kasi before the Office of the Prosecutor pa yan. So you can even refile the same case based on the same circumstance, based on the same party, same allegation. Dito sa scenario, pag dalawang dekada yung pagitan, I'm presuming ibang allegation yan. So pag na-dismiss, it is just applicable dun sa circumstance na yan, iba to. So it doesn't mean na na-acquit ka dun, ma-acquit ka rin dito. It was still based on the evidence presented.